Hello everyone, in today's video we are going to look at the 2025 Maruti Suzuki Dzire Tourist. So talking about this vehicle, it is said to be the fourth generation of the Dzire Tourist, and it is also said to be the LXI variant of the existing Dzire. So you actually get a completely blacked out front grille. You actually miss a lot of chrome accent as it is a base model. You actually get front halogen projector headlamps. You do not get any fog lamps. You need to actually install it as an accessory. As it is the base model, you actually get steel rims for the vehicle. As this particular vehicle is actually accessorized, you actually get wheel caps around the vehicle. You get a completely blacked out ORVMs and blacked out door handles. Talking about the Dzire Tourist, it is actually built for the commercial vehicle segment, and this particular vehicle has scored global NCAP rating of around 5 stars, by which the vehicle is completely safe. And talking about the Dzire Tourist, it is actually offered in 3 colors. So you actually get Arctic white, splendid silver, and bluish black. This is the 3 colors which is actually available for the Dzire Tourist. And the most popular color which we actually see on the Indian roads is said to be the white color. I have not seen any black Dzire Tourist. So talking about the dimensions of the vehicle, it is said to be around a length of 3995 mm, a width of around 1735 mm, and a height of around 1525 mm, and a wheelbase of around 2450 mm, and the turning radius of around 4.8 meter. Talking about the ground clearance of the vehicle, it is said to be around 163 mm unladen. And talking about this vehicle can actually travel a maximum speed of around 80 kilometers per hour, as it is actually installed with the speed governor, by which the drivers, even though if they actually cross 80 kilometer per hour, if they actually touch the 80 kilometer per hour speed mark, and even though if they press the accelerator too much, you cannot actually push the vehicle above 80 kilometer per hour. Talking about the tire size of the vehicle, it is said to be around 165/80 R14 is the tire size which is given for the LXI variant. And at the top you can actually see that there is a shark fin antenna which actually enhances the rear profile of the vehicle. And when you move to the rear side of the vehicle, you can actually see that there are sharp aerodynamic cuts over the rear bumper, which actually enhances the rear profile of the vehicle. You actually get 4 rear parking sensors, and you get actually a tourist badging which is not actually made of chrome. They have actually pasted a type of sticker which actually looks like a cost cutting. And you can actually see that there are spoiler placed above the boot lid, which actually enhances the rear profile of the vehicle. You get a rear brake lamp which you can see over the interiors, and this particular spoiler actually really enhances the sporty characteristics of the vehicle. You get a black strip over below the Suzuki logo. And talking about the rear tail lamps, it is actually made of LED tail lamps. You get brake lamp as well as the original headlamp. The moment you switch on the headlamp, the tail lamp glows, which is actually of LED. And you get actually halogen parking lamps as well as halogen reverse lamps. Talking about the weight of the vehicle, it is said to be around 920 kgs, the curb weight for the petrol variant. And talking about the curb weight of the CNG vehicle, it is said to be around 1010 kgs. Talking about the gross vehicle weight, it is said to be around 1375 kgs, and the gross vehicle weight for the CNG variant is said to be around 1435 kgs. With the touch of the button, you can actually access the rear boot of the vehicle. The boot capacity of the vehicle is said to be around 382 liters. As it is CNG vehicle, you cannot actually store a lot of bags in this particular vehicle. And below the CNG tank, you actually get a Stepney tire which is actually made up of steel rims. And talking about the CNG tank capacity, it is said to be around 55 liters with water equivalent. And also you actually get additionally a petrol tank of about 37 liters which actually acts as a reserve. Talking about the petrol variant, you actually get 37 liters of petrol tank capacity. And the top, you can actually see that they have actually not completely finished it properly over the boot. They are actually placed a black cover over the boot, which should actually look good. So using this particular button, you can actually unlock the tailgate of the vehicle, and you get actually over the number plate, you actually get halogen tail lamps. And talking about this suspension which is placed in this vehicle, at the front you actually get MacPherson strut suspension. At the rear you actually get torsion beam suspension. Talking about the brakes of the vehicle, for the front you actually get disc brakes, and for the rear you actually get drum brakes. Talking about the safety features of the Tourist, you actually get 6 airbags, front, side and curtain. You actually get 3-point seat belts for all seats. You get a seat belt reminder lamp and buzzer. You get a Suzuki hard-tech body platform. You get actually electronic stability program control. You actually get hill road assist. You actually get ABS with EBD. You get also ISOFIX child seat anchorages. You actually get a front seat belt with pre-tensioner and force limiter. Now let's get into the Dzire Tourist. So you can actually see that you actually did blacked out the door handles, and you can actually see that you get a speedometer with a tachometer. Before the existing tour, you do not get actually a tachometer. So for the base variant, you actually get a tachometer for the newly launched fourth generation Dzire. So you actually get this particular standard key, which is actually standard across all the Maruti Suzuki fleet vehicles. So you actually get lock and unlock button. You get also a key immobilizer with it too. So let me just insert the key, and you get actually traction controls. You get actually the switch in order to change your fuel from petrol to CNG. You get your bonnet controls and your fuel lid opening the equipment. So in order, you can just pull the handle in order to open the fuel, and the steering is completely blacked out. You do not get the steering audio mounted controls and MID controls. You can actually adjust the steering wheel. You actually get tilt adjust steering wheel option. You don't get the telescopic one. On the right side, you get actually the controls for the headlamp. On the left side, you actually get the controls for wiper controls. At the center, there is no infotainment system as is the base model, and this is how the speedometer lights up the moment you actually turn the ignition on. And you actually get the standard feature which comes in all vehicles, the sun blind. So you can actually turn to your right in case when the sun is actually going to set at the dawn, and you can actually see that this is how it looks. And the center, you actually get single zone automatic air conditioner controls, and you get 12-watt charging socket, and you get two cup holders. You can actually store your phone below above the cup holders too. You get by 5-speed manual transmission. You do not get any leather wrap stitching on the gear knob. You actually get manual handbrake control. There is no chrome finishing around the handbrake. And this is how the interior dashboard looks for the LXI variant and as well as the 2RS. And the passenger side, you actually get the glove box. This is not a cool glove box, so you can actually store your things. You can store your RC documents so using that particular glove box. You actually get 4 bottle holders for this particular vehicle. You actually get 4 speakers, and you can actually see that there is no vanity mirror placed over the passenger side. And the disappointing feature which I felt is that the center inner IRVM, you do not get a particular switch in order to switch it to auto dimming option. So you can only adjust the mirror as per your requirement. You don't get that auto dimming particular type of feature in this. Let me now eliminate this particular speedometer display. So you get a tachometer. On the left side, you get the indicator for your CNG tank. On the right side, you get the indicator for the petrol tank. And using the toggle switches on the left and right, you can actually customize the MID controls. You can go into different menus. So let me just show you that. I'm just adjusting the trip using the right side toggle controls. So you can actually adjust the using the right side toggle control. You can actually check the range of the fuel that the vehicle can travel. You can actually check the average kilometer per liter, and you can also calculate the particular fuel which is used as per your speed. And on the left side, you can actually control the total kilometers which is traveled, and also you can go to the trip A function. You can also set it to 0, and you can also move to trip B function, and you can actually set it to 0. This is the common feature which actually comes in all vehicles. That is the standard thing which they have given here too. So this vehicle is made for commercial purpose. You actually miss completely a lot of features from the top end variant, so it is only reserved for the commercial vehicle purpose. So if I get a chance to review the existing Dzire, which actually comes for all the customers, I would definitely take a video shoot of that. On the right side, you actually get controls for your mirrors in order to roll up and roll down the mirrors, glasses of the car. And it is all 4 power windows. You actually get it in the 2RS, which is actually a good thing from the previous Dzire tour. And this is how the interior looks. And now let me just step inside the rear passenger seat of the vehicle. So this is how the door opens. It can actually open a maximum of around 40 degrees. And now I have actually stepped inside. You get power window controls for the rear passenger too. You get 4 bottle holders. You can actually place it at the center too. So total there are 5 bottle holders as per my my observation with the vehicle. So you get 4 bottle holders. You can actually slot it in all on the 4 wheels, and also you can actually slot it in the middle. Talking about the rear seat experience, it is actually cool. You get the manual reading lamp which is standard for all the vehicle. You do not get exclusively rear reading lamp for this particular vehicle, and you do not get adjustable rear headrest for this vehicle. So as it is a base variant, you actually miss out that, which actually is slightly disappointing. And you actually get 3-point passenger seat belts, which is actually a safety feature for all the cars which is manufactured after the year 2020. And you do not get actually a headrest in order to keep your elbows while traveling long distances. It will actually have a great comfort when you actually do that, but you miss out that particular feature too. Now let's check out the engine capacity of this particular Taurus. So you actually get a neatly placed insulation panel over the bonnet, which actually is a good safety feature. Talking about this particular vehicle, it is the Z12 E 3-cylinder petrol engine, which petrol plus CNG bi-fuel engine, which actually produces a power of 69.75 PS of power at 5,700 RPM and a torque of 101.8 Newton meters at 2,900 RPM, made it with a 5-speed manual transmission gearbox. The claimed mileage for the CNG vehicle is said to be around 34.3 km per kilogram. Talking about the petrol engine option, you actually get a maximum power of 81.58 PS of power at 5,700 RPM and a torque of 101.7 Newton meters at 4,300 RPM, made it with the 5-speed manual transmission gearbox. This particular vehicle is only reserved for the commercial vehicle fleet, so you do not get any manual transmission option, and the fuel efficiency claimed for the petrol engine is said to be around 26.6 km per liter. So this is the engine capacity of this particular Taurus. And talking about the regular Dzire, you actually get the same engine option, but you get an additional engine where it is actually equipped with a 5-speed AMT transmission gearbox. That is the only difference between the regular Dzire and the